Hello everybody, welcome to the Daily Brick. My name is Nick, and today we are looking at set number 76274, the Batman with the Batmobile versus Harley Quinn and Mr. Freeze. That's a very long title, it is quite a mouthful, but this is going to be based on Batman the Animated Series, which I'm pretty sure that this is the second animated series Batman set that we've ever gotten, the first being the Gotham wall art. This set does encapsulate the look of the Batmobile pretty well. I love the different angles and the different techniques used to get all of the different fins on the Batmobile, and it works really well. There is a plaque down there at the bottom that says Batman the Animated Series, as well as the Batmobile specs. This set does come with 3 minifigs, that being Mr. Freeze, Harley Quinn, and Batman. Batman is inside of the Batmobile right now, so that's why you can't see him. We're going to take a closer look at the build itself, so that way you guys can see that, and then we will take a closer look at the minifigs. Starting with the build, the amount of curvature in this to make it sleek, to make it look like a real Batmobile, and I love the use of the dark blue. Everything works together so well, and I really think that they did a really good job. In the cockpit, you do have Batman. He just sort of sits inside there. You can just take the center console off, and then you can see that inside he does have quite a few features. There are some stickers in there that show a heads-up display, and there's a bunch of different buttons and different grids and stuff like that. He does have one steering wheel in there that's just using that clip piece, kind of like the bucket handle piece. On the back, you can see that there are some really good use of curvature pieces, especially with those newer curves down there at the bottom, and they form kind of like a gothic, almost architecture type style of curves down there at the bottom, and I really appreciate that because it does give off bat wings, and even though it is the Batmobile, it still looks like a bat. I love it. On the front, we do have a few different build techniques. It kind of gives it a very layered look. I do like that. You've got a bunch of different triangle tiles right there that sort of show off the grille of the car, and it's definitely layered in a sense where it looks like it is stacked on top of itself, and it looks really good. And just detach both pieces just like that, and it does come right off, so that way you can have a sleeker look. You can close that back up again, and now it looks like the Batmobile without any of those stud shooters. The classic TV series Batmobile also did have that function where you can take off the blasters on the front, and I think that that was a really good idea, just to include the option to do that, because not a lot of people are going to want the stud shooters on there. I know that people honestly go back and replace a lot of the stud shooters on a lot of sets nowadays, so giving people the option to do that is perfect. The amount of tiles used on the front and hood of this are perfect, and the back. Honestly, this entire build is extremely smooth. It looks like a brick, but not in a bad way. It's angled perfectly to where it just gives off the Batmobile fantastically. There is one major play feature on this, so that way you can actually wheel the car back and forth, and as you're doing that, there is a garbage can piece on the back with a flame coming out of it to represent a thruster, and as you wheel it, you can see that the garbage can and the flame spin, so it looks like you are propelling forward as you drive. That play feature is accomplished just using some techniques in the bottom of the car, so that way when you are spinning the axles of the wheels, it also spins the flames. As you can see, we have the plaque that rests underneath it. This is just one of those spindles, so you can set the car on top and sort of spin the car around if you wanted to. It does say Batman the Animated Series, as well as Batmobile. Underneath it shows you the length, the width, the acceleration, max speed, fuel, and engine. So you have a length of 21.2 feet, a width of 8.02 feet. The acceleration is 0 to 60 miles in 3.9 seconds, which that is fantastic. The max speed is 310 miles per hour with the jet booster, so I'm pretty sure this is faster than the classic TV Batmobile. The fuel is diesel fuel, so he did make the switch from Bat fuel over to diesel. Maybe he realized Bat fuel was not environmentally friendly, and the engine is a turbo diesel V8 and jet turbine. To start with the minifigs, we do have Mr. Freeze. Mr. Freeze is very stylistic for this set. I love the use of the pearl silver underneath there for the torso. The legs do not have any printing on them. They are just blank. His torso does have some blue tubes stretching along his shoulders, and you can see a kind of a circle down there towards his stomach. His head is just going to be white. It's got printing on both sides, no dual face, just a strap that runs along the back, and the glass tube on top of his head is supposed to be his helmet, and honestly, it looks really goofy. It works pretty well. I just don't know how to feel about the domeness of this. It looks more like a dome than anything else. They used to use pieces that looked more dome-like, but this looks very much so like the top of a pen cap. I don't know how to describe it. I think that it looks good. It's just kind of awkward that it does cut off at the sides and the back, so there's really nothing that's like holding in his head, so he wouldn't really have the ability to stay frozen if he was. That's just all nitpicky stuff. But the figure does look pretty good. I love the printing on the torso and the face, and I love that he has this stud shooter on there. It's very common, but instead of a like clear transparent 1x1 cylinder piece, you do have a 1x1 that's in the minty blue color, so it looks like a snowball. Up next we have Harley Quinn, aka Harley Quinzel. This is a really good iteration of Harley Quinn. It's using those gesture hair mold piece that we've had for a long time. It's nothing new, it's nothing special there. It is in black and red though, so it does look pretty nice. Her printing on the legs is fantastic. It's always good to get printing on superhero legs. DC definitely gets more of that than Marvel does. I love that it has different diamonds on there, and her color swaps really well, and it translates from the legs to the torso really well as well. She does look like a checkerboard, which is perfect because it looks just like her animated series performance. She also does have an alternate face print, one with more of a smirk. The other face print was definitely more of an open smile, kind of sassy. And her accessory is one of her classic accessories, one of her giant hammers that has a 2x2 printed round tile on there. Last but not least, we do have Batman. This is going to be based again on the animated series, so they did a pretty good job replicating his character. I love the use of the dual molded legs that have printing all the way up to the knees and then up to the waistband as well. He does have some pretty good printing on the front of the torso with his utility belt and his bat logo with some pretty simple lines, so this is definitely not something that's fallen victim to the over design, and I love that. He does have the spongy, rather than the spongy cape, he does have the rubber cape in the back this time, so it kind of looks like he is constantly jumping off. I'm not sure how to feel about these capes just yet. I think we just need a few more years with this cape and just see, maybe just a year or two, just to see how well these capes do. I think that it is a good idea. I loved when they did it with Doctor Strange, but Doctor Strange is a very stylistic, very specialized cape, so I don't think we need to do it to everyone, but I see the use in getting rubber capes rather than the cloth, because the cloth rips and the cloth can break, and the rubber is kind of harder to do that with, so it's honestly kind of a good trade-off. Again, it does look like he's kind of jumping there. You can kind of see that the end of the cape is like frilled back, and I'm pretty sure if you were to put it straight out, it would touch the floor before the minifig legs would, so it would kind of make them not be able to stand properly. His face print, you can just take off this new cowl mold. It's just going to be this Batman face print that we've been getting for a few years. It looks like Michael Keaton. I think this is the same Michael Keaton bat print that we got for a while, and then also this is the same print that we got for Robert Pattinson when he did the Batman as well. The cowl that he is using is different, so he does have the molded eyes rather than the printed little band on his forehead that we would usually get, since the bat eyes wouldn't line up directly with the eyes of the Batman head. I think that this is actually a really good upgrade to Batman, and I think that this cowl piece was well deserved and very needed to the Batman minifig. Anyways, everyone, that is going to be all for today. I really hope that we get more animated series Batman sets. That would be fantastic. Again, that is going to be all for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.